Overseeing that is Valentin Pizarro. There are changes from the weekend for Barcelona, but 10 of the 11 actually played against Valencia from the start in the 7-1 victory. The only change is in midfield. Pedri missed that game. Casado is on the bench, and it's a welcome return tonight for Dani Olmo as a substitute. Maybe a change of shape for Barcelona with Lewandowski in the shadows. He may well come on. And Torres is a different kind of line leader.
He's a player that likes to make runs in behind. His movement off the ball is sometimes better than his actual ability on it, I would say. Ferran Torres, he's a dangerous player. As is this man, Koundé, who's been excellent this season as the right back, linking up with Yamal. And good to see Frenkie de Jong given another chance. On his day, a fantastic player.
Well, de Jong came on, improved the Barcelona performance at the weekend. A tight 1-0 victory over Alaves. Barcelona kick-off, aiming to make it to yet another cup final. They hold the record in the Copa del Rey. They've won it on 31 occasions. Last season they dipped out at this stage against Athletic Club. Hansi Flick has refreshed the team tonight. Szczesny is undoubtedly the number one. That's been a big talking point in the build-up to the game. Said that Szczesny has entertained us in recent weeks with some of his goalkeeping antics. Be interesting to see how Valencia line. I'll give Stuart Robson a minute or two. They started the last couple of games with a back four. It may be a back five tonight, but at the moment it's full steam ahead. Here's Fermin Lopez. Lamine Yamal threading it through, looking for Torres, and Dimitrievski comes well out of his area.
As you can see there, they are playing with what is a back three, but it will be a back five at times. Corberan has come in and he's made them slightly better, I would say, apart from that 7-1 drubbing.
Corberan, who's doing a fine job at West Bromwich Albion, on the brink of the playoffs back to the English Premier League, but when his hometown club came calling, he wanted to return here. He was on the books of Valencia, but never made it into the first team. He was the backup goalkeeper. In the opposite corner, Hansi Flick has already won a trophy as Barcelona manager, of course, taking the Spanish Super Cup against Real Madrid last month.
And the armband to that man there, Frenkie de Jong.
Referee accusing Valencia of time wasting with less than 2 minutes gone. The Yakubi to Dimitrievski. Must be confident in the goalkeeper, coming in the ball under the shadow of his crossbar. Here's Kubasi. Eric Garcia alongside him, as they were when they beat Valencia 11 days ago. Araujo on the bench. Martinez is back in consideration tonight as well. There's Balde threading it through, looking for Torres. Torres goes in! First touch, first goal! He's not a bad backup for Lewandowski, is he? No celebration, of course, because he scores against the club that he played for as a young boy. But he's breaking the hearts of the Valencia supporters.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about. Off the ball, he makes some very good runs. You have to appreciate the pass as well. Inch perfect, he's up front by himself in this situation. Gets in between two of the centre-backs. He times his run, gets in behind Yakubi. What a pass from Balde. And he does well just to let the ball run across his body and use the almost toe pokes in, I think, in the end. Just have a look here. It's actually with the inside of his foot. Yarek was trying to get across there, doesn't get there. It's a great start for Barcelona, but what a pass by Balde.
Well, Ferran is the man. And there are shades of that game a couple of weeks ago when Barcelona actually scored in the 3rd minute as well. And then they scored again in the 8th and the 14th and the 24th and the 45th and the 66th and the 75th.
I'm sure the coach was talking to the Valencia players, forget that game, that's gone, we start on level terms here, we're at home, we work hard and close the ball down, we'll make it difficult for them. Well, that's gone out the window already.
And good to see a smile on the face of Ferran Torres, who has been a bit part player for Barcelona this season. He's only started 2 games since October. He didn't resist moving to Milan last week because they signed João Felix. This is Balde. Full steam ahead from Barcelona. Koundé. Yamal. De Jong. Sharpness of the passing of Frenkie de Jong. This is Fermin Lopez, who was the star of that 7-1 a couple of weeks ago. He's not been getting a look in recently, but he grabbed the opportunity with 2 goals and 2 assists against Valencia. Here's Rafinha.
Mosquera, the player that came out there to deal with Rafinha. Evans is going to have a lot of work following the runs of Balde at times. He's a 5-4-1 with Sadiq as the lone front player for Valencia.
Garcia. Koundé. Yamal. You can see there is a crispness to the approach of Barcelona. Occasionally in the Copa del Rey, teams do mix things up, as Valencia have done tonight, but a number of players who are playing for their places. Gavi misses out tonight. He's got some of that head injury at the weekend. Lewandowski may come on later in the game. Jules Koundé has played every single game this season for Barcelona.
Well, those days are gone where he considered himself a centre-back. He's now definitely the right back. When there's a chance to play at centre-half, he doesn't do so. And he's been brilliant this season at times.
They lays it back. This is concerning. It's a head injury. The referee is very quick to attend to Kubarsi.
Ferran Torres, the player that made the forward run here, just catches him with his elbow. I think it was a particularly bad challenge, but it would have hurt Kabasi. Hansi Flick suggesting it was an elbow.
He was a fresh face when he made his debut 13 months ago. Kubarsi is a 16-year-old. He's beginning to look like a centre-half now, isn't he? With little kind of nicks and scars on his chin and above his eyebrow. Must be due a broken nose. This is Balde, creator of that Barcelona goal. Mosquera. Barcelona's high line is drawn. Balde scuttles back, closed down by Max Aarons, who's making his first start for Valencia tonight. One of the winter signings. Aarons, who came in from Bournemouth, is on loan till the end of the season.
He's playing as the right wing back. He's going to have a good battle against Balde. Rafinha's just going slightly infield to being marked by Mosquera.
Well, the first task of Barcelona is to silence these noisy Valencia supporters. Stunned into their silence with that early goal from Torres. Eric Garcia. Koundé. digging in. There's a late challenge. The referee saw nothing. No advantage gained. Oh, Pedri's down.
Well, his ankle was just caught there by Guillemot. It's fairly wild, wasn't it, from the central midfield player?
I'll tell you what, above the ankle as well.
He was a long way from the ball.
In some leagues, they will be checking the VAR to see if that was worthy of a direct red card. Certainly a dangerous challenge, foolish challenge.
No word from the VAR to the referee as yet, anyway. Won't please Hansi Flick.
He's up and he's recovered. Pedri is inquiring whether the player was shown a card for that. Strangely not. Kubasi. Balde. Garcia.
Just couldn't find Fermin Lopez, who had made a run from outside to in.
Dimitrievski. Sadik turns. Kunde didn't know much about that, just got in the way. Design stopped the Valencia attack, but not for too long though. Dimitrievski. Skera. Aarons. They're going to hunt for the ball as well on the line. Valencia to settle on it. Now look at the way that line comes up as well. It is kind of unique in top-level European football, the way that Hansi Flick has designed this defence.
Problem they have at times, particularly when De Jong's playing, not sure he's used to it. He was going to go back with the runner there and realised at one point he was playing everybody on side and stepped up again.
Kunde, who will win the chase? Vasquez. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Because Vasquez does have a little burst of speed, the 22-year-old on the left wing.
A long throw here from Jarek.
If you have the weaponry, you might as well use it. Jarek. That's a good low trajectory on that, which was concern for Barcelona.
That could be the player that went for the first ball, trying to flick it on. Here's the goal again. What a pass that is. See, Jarek was trying to get round on the cover. He could be a little bit slow to get on the turn, understandably so, having been out for so long, but well played. Ferran Torres actually takes a slight deflection. You see it from behind the goal, but it's a good run and in the end a good finish.
Garcia. Kunde. It's good to see this historic ground packed to the rafters. It's the oldest ground in Spain, but it's the oldest ground in the top flight of Spanish football. Now they're seeing their team attack for the first time. Kubasi has to make a recovery challenge to keep out Ferran Torres.
Well, it was his mistake to start with, Kubasi. Gets across in, but could he have struck it a little bit earlier, Ferran Torres, when the ball was first played to him. In the end, I think he's trying to cut it back into the 6-yard box rather than shoot. There you can see it was never going to beat the goalkeeper.
Good attempt there from Diakabi. Man down. VAR will be checking. Barcelona counter-attack at speed and in numbers as well. Yamal. Valencia fans are still adamant that there is something for the referee to survey at the other end of the field. Now he has stopped play, maybe because it's an injury.
It's a head injury.
Yeah.
And that's what the crowd were annoyed. When Barcelona were on the attack, they wanted the game stopped for the head injury. And then when Valencia got the ball, they of course kicked it out. That's why the bench is having to go at the fourth official and the assistant. Here is, it's with Eric Garcia. Let's have another look. Yeah, Eric Garcia wins the ball.
He catches his shoulder blade, doesn't he,
Yeah.
Diakabi? No doubt that it hurt, but not worth a survey by the VAR. Good to see him back. Diakabi had a knee operation last March. First time he started the game since the spring. He's come on in the last two games. The Guinea international can be such a key man. Yarek. Vasquez. Looks offside. Sadiq. A lively opening 15 minutes. Ferran Torres on the score sheet against his boyhood club. Away goes Rafinha. Rafinha turns. Lots of workspace here. Passes on to Yamal. Big save, but they can't keep it out. Swept in, not going to count.
Well, I think Rafinha was probably the player that was initially offside. That was my first thought. Another look at it here, but it's a little bit too easy for Barcelona just to pick off Valencia. It looked tight. Watch the run of Rafinha just here. Now, when the ball's played,
I don't think he was offside.
I don't think he was
when the ball
offside at
played.
all.
And that's not offside.
No. And nor was
That's
Ferran.
not offside.
No. So I think this could stand.
When the camera captured the assistant referee, he didn't look like he'd made the most confident of decisions.
The only player that was close to being offside was Rafinha, who, as we saw, wasn't offside.
They'll run it through the semi-automated machinery that they have these days. Certainly to the human eye, it looked like he was onside.
This might be bad news for Valencia here. Good finish, mind you. There it is, goal.
At the double for Ferran Torres. It's difficult for him. He wants to jump for joy and do tipple tails and celebrate. Can't do so because most of his family are supporting the opposition. But 2 goals inside the opening 17.5 minutes for Ferran Torres on his return to the starting lineup.
Yes, good set-up play, Rafinha. Goalkeeper actually makes a good save with his foot. Dimitrievski. Picks out the right pass. This is still a good finish. On the volleys, it comes back to him. Gets above it, hits it with power. No chance for the recovering defenders or the goalkeeper.
Despite most of his appearances of late being cameo appearances, Torres has now scored 8 goals in his last 13 and a bit appearances for Barcelona.
I heard Ali Moreno talking, and I backed it up as well by saying that Valencia would probably keep it tight for the first 25 minutes and try and frustrate. It's not happened, has it?
Barcelona have bossed this fixture. They've won 8 out of the last 10 games in all competitions. In fact, the last time that Valencia beat them was that Copa del Rey final 6 years ago. Whizzes around Hayes Vasquez. Vasquez recovers well though to steal it off the toe of the teenager. Now Fermin wins it back, and it looks as though Yamal was returning from an offside position.
There's that turn of pace you were talking about from Vasquez, left wing back. Looked as though Yamal was going to burst past him, but he got back there.
The point that Corberan was making in his press conference yesterday was he felt that his players would have learned from their earlier experience against Barcelona. Clearly not. He said the buzzword for his team tonight as well is aggression. Oh, just ahead of Sadiq. Sadiq leading the line in the absence of Hugo Duron, the leading scorer this season for Valencia. They're waiting with 71% possession in the opening 20 minutes.
And they're making the pitch look very big at the moment for Valencia. Here was the tug of the shirt, no question about it. Guillemot again. Here's the goal. See, when the ball's played, he's onside quite clearly. It's a good run. But when you've got 3 centre-backs, you shouldn't be allowed to run so freely through the middle of them.
Koundé. Came on the blind side. Here's Ferran Torres. Garek a little uncertain. Better from Diakabi.
Again, that's what Ferran Torres gives you. That bit of pace to run in behind, that willingness to run in behind. Not so long ago, he was doing it brilliantly for the Spanish national team. 3 or 4 years ago now.
He's got a remarkable record for the national team. So almost a 1-in-2 ratio. It's always managed in La Liga. Here is Ferran Torres looking for a third for Barcelona. It's raining goals again. Fermin was through. He's celebrating. He's not waiting for the VAR. Oceans of space.
Well, as a defender or defenders, you have to read the situation. You have to see players making runs from deep. And it's far too easy for Fermin Lopez. Look, he runs across Vasquez. No talk to Yarek. Yarek doesn't see it. Diakabi is going back, then goes forward. The goalkeeper's in a no man's land. Yes, it's a good run. Yes, it's a good ball. And a very good finish. But Valencia are all over the place here. What a pass from Pedri. Touch is excellent, isn't it, to take it beyond the goalkeeper, Dimitrievski.
It was his 4th goal of the season, and 3 of them have been against Valencia. Can they show any resistance? Sadiq just runs into a sea of Barcelona players. Now Caños. Chesney gets his body in the way. What kind of response will Valencia get? And Chesney makes a superb save to keep out Pepello. At least they're showing some fighting spirit here. They must be stunned, Valencia.
Yeah, a couple of good bits of play. Sadiq trying to get to the byline. Caños, first we've seen of him, gets the first cross in. Pepello does well to get across the field and get his chest control into his space. And Chesney saw it coming all the way. Good save.
They need immediate response. Chesney. He does entertain a spectacular pour away. Here's Lamine Yamal. Life is tough if you are a supporter of Valencia Club de Football.
Aaron's caught offside there. Coolbrand talking to his centre halves about reading the danger, seeing the danger. There you can see clearly offside. He can put his hands on his head as much as he likes.
Kunde. There have been times this season when the Valencia supporters have not entered the stadium until 20 minutes into the match as part of the protest against the owner Peter Lim. Many may be considering making an early dart 3-0 down so early in the evening.
As we looked around the ground, there was quite a few placards being held up. Lim out. We made that disastrous appointment of Gary Neville as the manager and coach, head coach of Valencia. That didn't go particularly well, did it?
It was 9 years ago, and they lost in the Copa del Rey against Barcelona under Gary Neville by 7 goals to 0. Who's down there at pitch level is telling us that some Valencia supporters are already heading for the exits.
Well, they came here expectant that their side would put in a good performance and make it tough for Barcelona. Coach talked about aggression. Haven't really seen it.
Yamal. Fermin to Jules Koundé. Lovely layoff. There goes Rafinha. Rafinha. Excellent recovery challenge from Mosquera.
The combination football is superb at the moment from Barcelona. Rafinha and Ferran Torres trying to play a little 1-2.
Kunde. Right here is Chesney. It's been somewhat of a lucky charm for Barcelona. 7 games played, 6 wins. He hasn't yet been on a losing side. The former Poland international keeper.
He tried his hardest against Benfica to maybe get a loss, but
he did concede 4 in that game. He has been sent off. He's not been plain sailing, as you say. Caños is offside.
Just hold your run. Doesn't do so. You can see right across the field.
Message to the people of Valencia from one of their own.
I'm going to say I'm a bit disappointed you didn't translate that.
I'll leave it to you. Oh, Dan Thomas. He's the official ESPN translator. This is Yamal. Pedri. Fermin is buzzing. This is being given an opportunity for just his 9th start of the season. He can't slip against Barcelona. That's it. Pedri, a little step over. Anywhere will do for Yarek. Nervous, get no distance on it though. Pedri. Lovely layoff. He's looking for an early hat-trick here. And he's getting the early hat-trick. No stopping him. Three goals in less than half an hour from Ferran Torres. You fear the worst now for Valencia.
Once again, a good forward run. Again, it's Rafinha making the run in behind the opposition. The ball's played in behind. He sets up the play brilliantly for Ferran Torres. And I think he deceives the goalkeeper and the defenders here. Here's the pass, Pedri again. Is Rafinha? Oh, that could be a tight one. That could be a tight one. It's a good finish. He goes back between the defenders. Here you see, goes between the legs of Diakabi, off the post. It's a really good finish and good set-up play by Rafinha.
He's affectionately known as the Shark with a bite. They've seen enough, they're heading home. Work tomorrow. School day in Valencia. And Valencia being taught a lesson by Barcelona.
Well, it was tight, but he was onside. Whoops.
Trying to remain dignified. And the president's box must be very difficult though.
Here are those supporters that have had enough. I think it could turn a bit toxic inside the stadium now.
Easy take for Chesney. Well, credit to the Valencia supporters. They've never turned on the team and the players or the manager. Everything has been aimed at Peter Lim. Fermin. Yamal. Pedri. Rafinha. It's like a funfair, isn't it? Always having a go. The coconut shy.
Again, three defenders. On this occasion, nobody comes out to really close the ball down. See, that looked a tight one to me, but in the end, there was no offside. As you can see there. The great thing about Barcelona when they do play well is their ability and willingness to play balls in behind the opposition. Get runners going in behind. Rafinha has done it brilliantly all season. Ferran Torres has done it well here. Lewandowski, although he comes short on occasion, still is willing to run in behind. And that's been the difference between this Barcelona side and the one we saw under Xavi last year.
Fermin Lopez goes back to rather kindly. Whizzes around two defenders, flips it to Rafinha. Like a magnet to the boot of Ferran Torres. Scrappy, dishevelled defending from Valencia. There's been a gamble tonight by their coach Carlos Corberán. He's brought the players in from the fringes. He's keeping his best 11 for Leganés in a vital relegation battle this weekend. It is backfiring. Yamal. Pass here has been Sadiq is offside. So Ferran Perez has to go solo. He's backed up now by Max Aarons.
If Ferran Perez had played the ball as soon as he got turned, Eric Garcia made a big decision, he gambled. If the ball had been played at the right time, Sadiq would have been 1v1 against the keeper.
There's an assault there by Ferran Torres. Referee understanding the frustrations of these Valencia supporters. Like to Ferran Torres there, has been watching on the touchline most of this season. A run of 3 games in December, but been utilised mainly as a replacement in recent games, and when they get a chance, they've got no fluidity. There goes Sadiq, perfectly timed tackle from Eddie Garcia.
Had Sadiq had his wits about him, he could have just lifted it over the challenge, and Eddie Garcia would have been in a bit of trouble there. He was second to the ball.
It's a mixture for those who've remained inside the ground, trying to get behind the players, but making their upset known. Peter Lim, wherever he is watching, the Singaporean billionaire who also, of course, owned Salford City in the English footballing pyramid. Garcia. Fermin follows up his own attempt at the pass, falls very kindly to Pedri. Pedri to Fermin Lopez. Yamal. Referee thought about that.
Well, this is an interesting one, because to me it looked as though Fermin Lopez won the ball. Maybe the follow-through caught Guillemot. He won the ball, but then his studs were quite high. Let's have another look here. Yeah, he definitely won the ball.
A bit of afters on Igor Guillemot.
It was the trailing leg that caught Guillemot. Here's that set-up play. It's a nice finish. Hit it perfectly, but directed it brilliantly. And Rafinha doing the set-up play.
Ferran Torres taking himself to double figures for the season. His 10th goal in all competitions, and he scored in every competition he's played in as well.
Well, the white hankies are out.
The team's second from bottom of La Liga. It's the 3rd largest city in Spain. It's a crying shame. They started building a new stadium about a decade and a half ago. There's talk that they may get into their 2027, 2028. Will they be a top flight side? A club that is very much in crisis. This was supposed to be an escape from their problems and their issues, but they're not just a sparring partner. Heavyweights Barcelona are landing punches. De Jong. Pedri. Stick with us in half-time, of course, for the analysis of some wonderful goals. Dan and Ali in the studio. Also interested to hear what Gemma Soler has to say about the atmosphere inside the stadium.
The views of Luis Garcia as well, part of the panel. Very impressed by Ali Moreno before the game, and his verdict on Real Madrid.
It was quite a lecture, wasn't it, about the refereeing situation from Ali? Very well considered. It's been a talking point in Spain. He's been a low-profile character tonight. They've Check the goals, nothing wrong with any of them. It's not an excuse for Valencia. Off balance, off target shot from Papelli. One man who has stood above others, the skipper of the side tonight. Captain of a ship that is sinking.
He had that earlier shot which drew a good save out of Chesney. That one he just doesn't get over. Hits the bottom half of the ball rather than the top half.
Good leg. Yarek doesn't look comfortable on the left side of the defence. Many of these Valencia players, it's a rare outing. It's a good early run from Sadiq, but spotted by Chesney.
Look at the space that De Jong's got there. Almost every Barcelona player seems to have space. Again, we talked about Valencia trying to stay compact and making it difficult. Well, that hasn't happened at all, has it? They just haven't read danger and got tight to people.
There they go again, Koundé. Sadiq.
The atmosphere is getting a little bit negative now around the stadium when Valencia make a mistake or give the ball away, as you would expect.
Barcelona in recent weeks have been deadly in front of goal. Number 5 against Benfica in the Champions League, 5 against Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup, 7 against Valencia. Actually scored at least 5 goals in 8 matches this season, and the forecast is for many more tonight.
Not quite so good with his back to goal, Ferran Torres. Often see him play on the left-hand side and make those runs from outside to in. When he plays as a centre forward, he's looking to break off sidelines, which he did for the first goal.
Mosquera. Lovely step over. They may have a chance here almost by default, but sensational turn of pace by Balde. Back to Chesney.
Well, it looked like one player was running backwards and the other one was running at full pelt. It was a mismatch, wasn't it? Unless Aarons thought he was offside, so he didn't run at full pace.
Koundé.
Well, Dan Thomas was talking before the game about did Barcelona really need to pick such a strong side? Well, they've done everything right, haven't they? They've got the early lead, they're dominating the game, they're 4-0 up by half-time. If they do want to rest players, they can do that in the second half.
It's not a bad bench, is it? Araujo's on the bench. Martinez, who'd played pretty much every game until his injury. Lewandowski's on the bench. Casada, who's been a regular this season. And Dani Olmo will be desperate to get some time tonight. So half a dozen senior players that are watching alongside Hansi Flick, who will want an invitation to the party. Mosquera. Sadiq goes early. He's a lonely man, and he's been very well marshalled tonight by Eric Garcia.
Well, he's had 1-2 more chances, hasn't he? Eric Garcia. He went on loan to Girona last season. Did okay there without, I didn't think, playing brilliantly.
Fermin. Not the best of passes, but Rafinha gets the cross incoming, continues his run. Yarek again with a header that goes nowhere. This is ragged defending from Valencia. What about a coach at half-time? I think maybe a psychologist in that locker room to turn things around, protect these young players. Spins it in. Still there by Dimitrievski. Anywhere will do for Sergi Canos. For Barcelona. They got Sevilla at the weekend. One of the Madrid sides is going to drop points as Atletico and Real Madrid are in action in the capital derby on Saturday night. It's a late challenge. The referee has kept a low profile in this game, but he has to be protective. Kubasi was taken out. The first caution of the evening.
Ferran Torres thought he could win the ball here. Goes to ground, and then there's a good bit of skill by Kubasi. Saw him coming, just lifts it over the challenge. What a desperation for Ferran Torres.
That, kids, is why you have to wear shin guards for challenges like that. Took him out. Above the ankles, above the boots. There's caution. There is De Jong. Partly broken sweat in midfield. He has just floated around, the Barcelona captain. Another late challenge. It's getting silly now. They're losing their discipline. And Sadiq gets involved with Koundé. Unnecessary. Barcelona saying, you want to fight, pick on somebody your own size. I'm not sure who is his size. Ball had long gone, and it was callous.
He catches one foot and then goes down the quite the Achilles. Not a good challenge. Frustration again. When you're at home, losing 4-0. And the crowd are getting at you, it does become very difficult to keep your discipline. You always want to prove to the fans that you're trying hard, you're working hard, you want to make tackles. You've got to do it still in the right way.
Well, the noise says it all. Desperate times at the Mestalla. Ferran Torres didn't want to celebrate against his old club, but he's had to. He's got a first half hat-trick. He did a hat-trick